we probably have talked about this a lot here at TWiT, but we certainly haven't talked about it on Marketing Mavericks because we're new here. But Oculus and Facebook, why? I know this is a really hot button for you, Esteban. So how are marketers actually going to use this? This is a little bit scary, I think, to the people who are really big fans of this new technology, but there's some opportunity that's actually kind of exciting. What do you see as the opportunity for marketers?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely exciting, I think, for everyone. Those with geeky hearts will worry about what is happening to Oculus VR. The rest of the world that didn't even know that there was a new version of the Virtual Boy, they're thinking, they're probably scratching their heads wondering what's going on with all this. But I think it has serious implications into what these tech companies are thinking about. And if Facebook is making a big push towards virtual reality, other companies like Sony are doing the same thing, then we can assume that this is important. And the fact that it's social, this is Facebook's core, but it's also immersive. So it reminds us of things like Second Life or even being in a movie theater, right? These are very immersive experiences where you are there. And there's nothing distracting you, right? There's one screen and you're stuck with that screen. And beyond that, it can also add a contextual layer, much like Google Now or a lot of software that's allowing us to make sense of data and get the context out of what we're looking at, what we're experiencing on the screen. And I think that could have really interesting implications for marketing, from movies and entertainment to experiential experiences. At South by Southwest, they did something really interesting with Game of Thrones. But it could be anything. It could be sporting events, education, yoga classes. I mean, in theory, the implications are sort of endless. And I think developers will figure out what works, and marketers, as always, will figure out what works. And whether Facebook is going to go after the developers more than the brands is to be seen. But my guess is that they'll always try to target those two audiences because that's where the revenue comes from.
I think it certainly remains to be seen, but I think there are some really exciting opportunities. You mentioned sports. I think there's a lot of application there. I think in shopping, yep, that's important to me. I think you really have to be open. It's a little scary. I think people are expecting pop-up ads or some sort of very in-your-face marketing. But I think what we're looking at is really more product placement or opportunities to engage in a much more virtual reality sort of way, right?
Yeah, I think we'll see all of the above. We will see very uncreative experiences. We'll see stickers. We'll see badges. But then there may be some things that are more subtle, product placement. There may be interesting games. Maybe I'll be able to have my own virtual Taco Bell franchise, right? Like it's very hard to know. When we look back at how Facebook has evolved and the fact that Farmville was such a big deal for such a long time. I mean, Zynga became a company and it created a whole industry. We have no idea what's going to happen, but I'm sure that we will see all of the above: annoying, horrible marketing, and also some very interesting creative experiences that will be worthwhile.
Okay, you're laughing, Tamsen. What do you think this acquisition means for consumers?
Well, I mean, the thing with Facebook is that they have been, as much as their revenue depends on marketers, they've been very anti-marketer from the beginning. I mean, ultimately, they've been about people-to-people connection. And it's funny, when Facebook changes their algorithm and everybody complains about it and all of that, it's the marketer halves of our brains that are complaining. And yet the experience I've seen over the last 3 to 6 months particularly is a movement of my marketer friends for their personal interactions away from Twitter to Facebook. So when something like Oculus comes along, my thing is, yes, there's going to be bad marketing to the point that Esteban put on it, but I'm really curious about how Facebook, where they see this fitting into their long-term plan, because we forget that. I think when we start to think about it, we're like, well, how is that experience going to mesh with Facebook? And I'd be surprised if you see it meshing with Facebook, the actual platform, much at all, particularly in the beginning. So I've just, marketers do tend to ruin things, and Facebook has been very good about figuring out how to get marketers out of the core social experience, and yet continue to eke revenue out of them. So this one's going to be really interesting to watch, because it is definitely a long-term play, because something like, you know, a virtual, and marketers have been trying to figure out how to get virtual reality into the marketplace now for a while. Everyone keeps saying it's the next big thing, and yet we still haven't really seen it.